didn't want to start it with you yawning. Reaper was over here going, oh, I'm like, are you ready? I gotta hit the button. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Happy Fishy Friday. Reaper over here holding up the show. Well, you know, it gets that way. Back in our day, remember we'd do this all day long, and then at nighttime you'd stay up and just be up for no reason and stay up. Man, I gotta have my naps nowadays. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of talking going on here. And I hope you all said hi to each other and everything else. I'm not going to go back and worry about that right now. But hello, everybody. There you go. A bunch of people here. Cool. Let's see how many people are in here, because I don't want to start the Tracy update before. Oh, we got 90 people here. So I can go ahead and start doing that. Now, do you remember if I told everybody last week about Tracy and the eyes closing and me talking to her and the crying?
Mm-hmm.
Did I do that last week? See, it's so hard. So much happens because I'm working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't know if it was 3 days ago or 6 days ago or yesterday, maybe even earlier today. So much is going on. It's crazy. But, okay. The main thing that has happened is, remember I keep telling you guys, Tracy has her moments of clarity. And, you know, I love when you catch it, but you got to catch it. She might have a moment of clarity, but she has no way of telling you that she can hear you or understand you. So every time I walk by her, every time I you know, change her lunch, I try and see. You know, I always check and see, you know, hey, honey, can you close your eyes? We used to do the blinking of the eyes, but then I got myself caught up in having a whole conversation with her, and it turned out it just happened to be lucky blinks of the eye. She had no clue what I was talking about. So we changed that to closing your eyes. Now she closes her eyes and holds them closed for a second. That means yes, you know. If you don't respond, that's no. Let me see. So anyways, I was in there, you know, messing with her, and I got her changed and all that, and I'm like, honey, how you doing? You know, and then I look up and I see a tear coming. She's laying on her back, so there's a tear running out her eye and down the back of her face, like into her ear. And I'm like, oh, honey, what's wrong? And I was like, can you close your eyes for me? And she closed her eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, you're there, Tracy. Wait, I got to test this. Close your eyes one more time and let me know that you can understand me. And she closed her eyes again. I'm like, oh my God, baby, you're there. Okay, listen, I'm going to find out real quick, you know, what's hurting you, okay? I want to touch everything on you, and you just close your eyes when I get to it. I touched her shoulder, her elbow, her wrist, her fingers, and I went to her side, her belly, her butt, her legs, her knees. I get to her ankles, and she closed her eyes. The first foot I touched. So I had put on these new AFOs she's got. Well, this is the first time wearing them, and she wore them all day, and then, you know, or all night, and then part of the day by the time I get to this message. So I take it off. I'm like, okay, this is what's hurting you. And I take the AFO off, and I can see the center strap had dug into her leg a little bit, and the skin had like puffed up on each side of it. So there was like a welt there and stuff. But that wasn't what was hurting her. That was just being in one place too long. So now we only keep them on for 8 hours at a time. Right where her ankle bone was sticking out, it was touching right there, and it was a big red spot. So I took that off of her, and I'm like, are you still in pain? And she closed her eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Is it your other foot? And I touched her other foot, and she closed her eyes again. So I took off her AFO over there, and I rubbed her legs, and everything was fine, and I'm rubbing her, and, you know, she changed from a crying face to a content face. I was like, oh my God, you know, honey, and I start talking to her. And then she was gone. She started staring past me. I'm like, oh, well, at least I got the pain away from her. At least I got that done. But I didn't get to talk to her, you know. And then another time it happened, Hoover was there when that happened. And then the other, the nurse that comes one day a week, she was there. She come running in from the other room. But when it happened again, now this time okay, she was leaning away from me, and I come up, and I always remember I told you guys I used to always kiss her on her forehead, and I had to stop doing that because I left a mark, a rash, like, I don't know, I don't know, but it was bad, and it was a mark on her forehead. So I had to stop kissing her so much. So now, if she's leaning away from me and I'm walking by, I'll reach over her and put my weight on my elbow and put my arm under her pillow on this side, and I'll talk to her in her ear. I'm like, hi, honey. Of course, I'll be here for you forever. You got to work, honey. You got to work, and you got to try and squeeze my hand. You got to try and, blink more. If I see you blinking, I'll know you're there. So keep up, keep trying, honey. And I'm telling her all this. And, she's in one of these moods where she's just staring off into space. And, she's like this, and I'm talking right here. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she turns her head towards me, and my mouth's right here. And then she took her eyes, and then she was looking up here, like looking right at me. And I'm like, hi, honey. She had her eyes and her head cocking this way, looking right at me from, like, if you're on your side and you look back that way, that's exactly how she looked at me. And it was so cute. It was so cute. I had to start kissing her on her forehead. So there was 2 times in the last week. Unless I told you this last Friday, I don't remember. But this week, I think it was both of them things happened this week. So her moments of clarity are starting to come in more often now. You didn't hear about none of this. So, I'm real happy with that. And then, remember she came home from the hospital with a bed sore? It's on the back of her heel of her foot. Well, it was a big black line with a big lumpy skin all around. Now it's gotten smaller, and the line has gotten, shorter, and it's smaller around. And, we put Neosporin on it, but that's a wound that has to heal from the inside out and, drop off the skin off the outside. And that's what it's doing. It's getting smaller. So we're doing really good with that. What else? I've got her changing thing. Now that I've been taking care of her, 24 hours a day, the nurses, they do a little bit. When they were, full-time here, they do a little bit overboard. So every time they feed her, they change her every time, blah, blah, blah. So we're at like 6, 7 times a day. I got it down to where if I wait an hour after I feed her, I can change her. And then she's good for a few hours. So I feed her every 4 hours. And then, I change her once after that. So there's 4 feedings a day. So I'm changing her 4 times a day. And then usually it was 1 during the middle of the night. Well, they sent us these pink pads that go inside the diaper, and I put them on for nighttime. And I'm telling you, she lasts from her last feeding of or last changing of 8 o'clock feeding, so 9 o'clock changing, 9 to 10, somewhere around there. She'll last from there all the way to 7 in the morning, where now I don't have to change her at nighttime, and she's still kind of dry in the morning. So, because we're not feeding her that whole time, I changed her after her last feeding, an hour or so afterwards. So I've got it down to where it's 5 times now, 4 times for sure. Every once in a while, it's definitely 5 times, because I have to change her at 7 in the morning every morning, get her ready, and then I feed her at 7:30ish, and then say by 10 I'm changing her again. But I can't leave her in the diaper that she was in all night because it's a little wet. So we've got it down to 5 times. So that's gotten easier. I've now found out where everything is, because when Mara was here, she put everything away where she wanted it. I had my whole system going. I was taking care of Tracy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I knew where everything was, and I made it as easy as possible. She come in and changed things around and made it her way. Well, that's fine, because she was here, 5 days a week and working. Well, now that she wasn't here no more, I have to find where she changed and moved things. And so, but yes, it's gotten to be a lot easier. And, I just got into the habit of sleeping, all my 10, 15-minute naps again, and then doing it that way. I'm not really getting the REM sleep, but I am able to sustain and keep going. And, Tracy's, her skin's looking really good. She was breaking out on her face, and it was from this face cream that the nurses were using, moisturizing cream or something. I'd never do that kind of stuff. I'd wipe her face, I'd wipe her lips if they became, you get like stuff in the corners of your lips and stuff like that. I would wipe it all down all the time. I never put moisturizer on her face. Well, they did this moisturizer, and it made her break out. Well, now because I'm taking care of her, her breakout stopped. So, when Mara comes back, I'm going to let her know, don't use that moisturizer on her face. We'll try something else if you want something else. But, you know, she's looking, her skin tone is really great. She's comfy, you know, she's doing good. She's doing better, and I'm happy with her progress. And, you know, that the talking to me, that gets me excited, because now the more she does that, the moment that I can do that and prove to a doctor she can do that, he's going to physically remove her from a vegetative state and move her into the minimally conscious state, which means then she can have therapy come back out here and work her out and do that kind of stuff, instead of me and the nurses, well, now me, just doing the range of motion, you know, bend her wrist, bend her fingers down, do all that, bend her arm like this, bend her arm up, bend her arm out, all that kind of stuff. Same thing with her legs and all that. That's called range of motion. Physical therapy they wrote her off because she wasn't aware. Soon as she comes aware, we can have physical therapy come in here, and then it's a whole nother level of taking care of Tracy. They're going to come in here and do all kinds of things, you know. So we've got her wheelchair set. It's all pimped out and new and good, and it's a tilt in space and that kind of stuff. We've got her bathroom set now, so she can take showers in there. We talked to the people and getting a shower chair built, the same people that built the wheelchair. So that's in the works now. We got the AFOs in and the finger restraint holders that have the foam between the fingers and all that. So we've got everything that we could get for her that she needs. And, you know, the last thing is that shower chair. Now instead of washing her in the bed, we can take her into her new shower and give her a bath as soon as we get the chair in. But yeah, she's doing great. And we have an actual, right now we have 86 hours open, but Mara's going to come back and fill in the 40 hours a week. After that, we're going to have 48 hours, or did I say 86? Mm-hmm. I meant 88 hours. We're going to have 48 hours. We're looking for a nurse to fill them hours. Now, it's paid through CareSource, so anybody with any kind of home health care plan can get paid through CareSource. Or if you're an independent RN or LPN, you could work here and get paid the 48 hours that way. And if you are not working for either one of them, Mara can get you hired into either company. That company, or as an independent, she'll get you your number within 3 days. She'll be back sometime this week. So I'm going to spend the first day, maybe two, sleeping. After that, then I'll be back on the road with Reaper, and it'll be me and him doing back the things, because, you know, Hoover's only up here part-time. He's going to be going back to West Virginia. Tennessee, yeah. So, you know, he filled in great. I mean, for a newbie, he helped out a lot. Yeah, you should have been teaching him.
We all know, right? But if you guys actually listen, when he does that,
tell him what video.
This is the last video, the one that came out
with the 2 iridescent sharks. Yeah, it came out today.
Today, yeah. No, yesterday.
Yesterday,
right? Yeah, yesterday. But when he does that, he gets that mouth. If you listen to it, you hear me chuckle. I never did. Tell him.
Hoover took a hose and tried to siphon water out to fill the tub.
He didn't even need to do
that. He didn't know. He's new. Right. Reaper knows you fill the hose with water, you pull it out of the thing, and you let go of your thumb, and it starts running automatically.
But it was so funny.
So people were getting on Hoover for that, but, you know, he didn't know. But Reaper knew, and Reaper should have been teaching him. No, Reaper was too busy laughing.
And to that dude Aaron out there, you know, I don't know how it happened, but both me and Hoover were under the impression we have so many trips planned, this and that. And we had Michigan, we got Indiana, we got Missouri coming up.
I forgot to put the Tracy on the whole time I was talking about Tracy. So while you're telling the story, I'll leave the Tracy up, and then we'll go back.
And so, I mean, like, I'm in Indiana, and I'm like, I'm at Fort Wayne. I'm like, we're supposed to be in Michigan, dude. I pulled off in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there was no street, no, nothing. It was farmland. And I went up to a county road, and I made a right, and I turned around, and I went up by the stop sign and pulled over to the side of the road, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't know where we're at or who. We're 2 hours out of the way, man. I blew this. And so I'm looking, and all of a sudden somebody pulls up. I'm thinking it's the police or something at first, or somebody, you know, you need help. I roll it down. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere.
You see
And
no buildings,
No buildings, nothing. This is farmland. There's a farm acres away, miles away over there. And this guy rolls down his window and says, Hoover and Reaper, OFR, how you guys doing? And I'm like, who are you? I'm lost, man. Do you know where we're at? I didn't get his name. I didn't record because I'm looking on my phone where we're at. So his name turned out to be Aaron. He finally seen the video and said hi. But the strange, I mean, we've run into people before in fish stores, but in the middle of nowhere, this guy pulls over and says, hi, how you guys doing?
I told you, stick with me, son. I'll make you a star.
It was absolutely crazy.
That's awesome. Nice to be recognized, ain't it?
Yeah.
I love when people run up to me and, want signature, picture, or something. For all you guys that are scared to do it, don't be scared. Come on up and say hi. I love it.
Absolutely.
So it's a fun thing.
All right. Well, we got Richard Macy for €449. Hello, gentlemen. Rich and Deeper with the Reaper. How's things? What happened to the albino rays? I've asked many times, but never heard.
Which albinos? We've gone through a few, and
I didn't know you had any at all.
well, there was, a couple years ago, we had gotten albino pearls, and then wasn't it? I don't remember. But we don't have any albino rays right now. Josh, if it was we got one as a gift. And it ended up passing on us. It just did not eat. It got skinnier and skinnier and frail. And we actually tried have you ever tried force feeding a ray? It's not very easy. But a fish has a mouth, and then right behind its mouth is its gullet. You can shove stuff in and down its gullet. A ray doesn't. That mouth is this way, and then its belly is way down that way. It's like a 90-degree. It's rougher, and it's not a hard mouth. It's a soft, pliable. It's hard to force feed a ray. So we lost that baby that was donated to us, and we were supposed to buy one to replace it, and we never got around to it because something come up, and we spent our money on some other project because we figured the ray was for our own personal. The rescue needs the money more, so we did it that way. And then Josh got some in a deal from somebody, and he traded them off for something else. So I really don't know which ones you're talking about, but there was a pair, them got traded off. There was the single one that was donated to us, and he ended up dying quickly. We think that the guy that sent it to us, maybe it was already sick. We don't know, because when he got here, he wouldn't eat, and he didn't eat. And then, a week and a half later, he's dead. So, I mean, we tried everything we could with them. He didn't have any parasites, any fungal infections, nothing like that. And he had this, after a while, he got this dent right between his eyes. So we're thinking that's internal parasites. Hang on a second. Okay, so we're thinking that was internal parasites. Well, we use the medicine for that. Can you run in there and see what that number is on our oxygenation? It's the top number. And it's just it happened real quick. I mean, he wouldn't eat, and then all of a sudden he had that indent in his forehead. We medicated it. Next morning he was dead.
You're talking about 95, the one right here, the big one.
The one on top, the little machine with the two numbers.
95.
95. That's good. Come on in. That only beeps. Sometimes when she'll cough,
she's coughing.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah.
When she coughs, it'll go off, and then it'll go right back to the 95, 96. Yeah. But it usually only beeps if it's under 90. So
it was 95, 96. Oh, people want to know what the drinking word is.
Wow, Josh ain't here, and we forget everything. Format. Forgot the background for Tracy. Forgot the drinking word. Drinking word this week. What are we going to talk about most? How about either? Let's go with camera, because we're going to bring that up and talk about that later. So it'll be saying it anyways during things. So camera, guys, is your drinking word. I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry, Richard. I tried my best. I just don't have a great memory, so I need to know which one you were talking about. Let me see here. What was the next one?
The next one, we'll keep going right there.
There we go.
Dewey Benzema?
Bazima.
Have you heard about the new law?
I thought you had the
everyone's
good
talking about?
vision, and I had the bad vision.
Yeah,
that new
we've all
law.
heard about the law.
Yeah, it comes up every 4 years. We're never going to allow that to pass. You know, there's just no way the people would allow that. It's come up as a bill every 4 years, and people get scared, and it's never been passed before. I doubt it'll get passed this time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just ignore it because it's no big deal to me. It's not going to pass. There's a lot of people out there getting real nervous and real scared, though. Tracy Olson says, I hope someone takes care of me like Rich takes care of Tracy. You know what? You'll find your person. You know, I hope you do too. I hope you do too. But you got to remember now, Tracy, she was young and, you know, we were together for all these years. You got to remember, I married her in 93 and divorced her in 95. Stuff that she did, you know. So I let her move back in because she became homeless from her boyfriend. And I let her move back in. And then, you know, I made rules. You can't do this kind of stuff. You can't act like that. You know, families first, you know, this is that, you know, honesty, you know, loyalty, devotion. If I'm going to be there taking care of you, I want to know that behind my back, you have my back, you know, the same way I would have your back and you know, and that kind of stuff. So I taught her my values and my way of living, and she became a great, great lady. And she's been, you know, she didn't deserve this to happen to her at all. And, I've told everybody that if she can get to the point where she can communicate, that I will remarry her right then and there. You know, I never would before because I didn't trust her, didn't believe her. But basically, she's died. You know, all sins are forgiven. You know, she did nothing. She's been a good woman for so many years, but I still had that in my head. You know, no, you lied to me. You left. You know, you didn't care. It was all in my head, and you know, that's some deep-seated stuff. You don't forget that kind of thing. And now I wished I would have, because the last 10 years of our lives would have been sheer marital bliss. She was such a good girl, you know. And I didn't believe it to be true. So the moment she can be able to communicate on a steady basis to where the doctors can say, yes, she's communicating, then I'll remarry her. Because that's, you should, guys, I would love to have one of these on here and just show you the letters she was writing me. And they're dated right before this all happened, you know, a year before, 3 years before. Her letters were just, I read them now and I have to put them down. They're just, all she wanted was to be remarried, you know. And she's going to make me tear up now. I should have forgiven her and just remarried her and lived the last 10 years in just marital bliss. It just, it was hard for me to forget, you know. Well, she's paid her debt. She died. She's back here, and I'm doing everything I can to bring her back. So,
and Sue Ann and Steve, welcome to
Hi, guys.
Tiger Shovel Nose. They
Oh, they
became
joined.
members. Yes, they did. They
thank
joined.
you.
Okay.
No, that's one thing I will say, Reed. I haven't been putting all the little, you know, we have members. They're supposed to get certain videos that ain't released to the out and stuff. I have been so busy. I really haven't put nothing up for 2 months or something, you know. It's been a long time. Like that last video of you and Carl going over with the swing set. That went to our members. That was so cute, buddy. Oh, but you know, when you join that membership, you should be getting things a couple times a week that aren't ever going to be aired on, you know, the main channel and stuff like that.
Yeah, scroll up. I can't read it.
Scroll
No,
up.
not the other way. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me see here. I gotta look here for Reaper. Oh, it just jumped on us. We don't know how far back.
There it is.
That's been Holland.
Hoffland.
Wait.
Hoffland.
Yep, Hoffland.
NOK, so I'm not sure what NOK is, but it's 55.
Okay, thank you very much. And
I'm a Frontosa fan.
Yeah.
Great tank. Any breeding going on?
No. Now, see, if it was all Burundi Frontosa, that would be breeding up a storm. 99% or 95% of my Frontosas are Zaire Frontosa. I haven't ran across anybody that's actually bred them in captivity. You know, they're from 250 feet down in Lake Malawi and stuff like that. So it's hard to recreate their natural environment. I'm hoping, got my fingers crossed, but there's really nothing I can do about it. You know, it'd be a lot easier if they were Burundi. They'd be breeding already, you know. So that hasn't happened. Sorry. Doom Pie says Bigrich looks brutal, but is actually very gentle. I am a gentle giant, unless you piss me off or hurt my friends or family. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing to prove to anybody no more. I'd rather walk away. Yeah, you can kick my ass. Goodbye. Okay, whatever. Go on home. You're drunk. Drink it off. I don't have nothing to prove. You know, you want to yell at me, and yeah, I'll just walk away from you. I hate it when people force me to get into a scuff with them. You know, Reaper's seen it over the years. Mike Stambaugh says Dave Hale breeds a lot of Frontosa. Yes. And he's one of my friends and also one of the people that told me about the Zaire Frontosa not breeding in captivity.
Right. Now we got Chris Huffman, $5. Last stream Hoover.
You weren't here.
I was there. I was moderating. Okay. I mean, last stream Hoover was salty balls, Josh peanut butter balls, and Big Rich cheesy balls.
No, I was not cheesy balls.
And I guess Reaper is a droopy balls. What the hell are you guys talking about?
I think he's saying because you're so old. You droopy balls. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Let me change his background. I got something new for you guys. Let's check this out here.
Oh yeah, the new
Okay, we're back to the Cichlid background. That's been trusty and everyone's loved it all this time. Well, check this out. We have a new camera, and you guys have noticed it on the videos. I've been doing the 4K video and all that with my camera, not the phone. Well, here it is here. This is the ZV-1 from Sony, and then I have the little handle that has the, you know, record and then photo and then zoom and all that on it. So you can hold it. It's pretty heavy. But now my accessories I put on here, I have the wireless mic. It's the Rode 2, and I have 2 mics on it. One I put in my pocket, one I put on with whoever. And then, you know, it was so shaky because you hold it by this handle and your hand barely moves, and look at the phone moving all over. So I got this $16 handle that goes on the side. Now it's not moving anywhere. It's not shaky. So that was my idea. We come up with that. Then the battery is so bad. Every 20 minutes you have to change the battery. I took this little battery. I don't know if you can see it. It's just a battery bank, and I put it onto the handle with double-sided sticky tape. And it stays there. It's good. And I run a wire from it up to here. Now my phone or my camera has been running up to 8 hours of recording without needing a battery change. So this works for me. Now, see the difference here? Now there's no, so it's steady and it works good. But this is a heavy setup. I used to use my phone forever like this and never, ever got sore. This thing, oh my God, it's heavy. So, but it's small and it's light, and you know, we got the wide angle zoom on it and stuff. This here did this background I did for you guys today. Tell me if you like it. The background that's up there was from the what phone do I got? The Note 20. And then here, this background coming up is from this camera. Same fish tank. See a difference?
For one thing, how long ago was that first one, man? Because there's so many more Cichlids in there.
Yeah, that was probably, I'd say, at least 4 months ago.
Really? That's all?
4 to 6 months, yeah. And then this is the new camera. It catches a lot more, you know, colors and quality and all that. Plus, this handle reaches out and becomes a tripod. So now we've got a tripod. So I'm going to set that down. Now people are saying to use oh, watch them, we're feeding them now. So they're all going to just, oof, they're crazy. There they go. See the skies darken. And as the pellets fall to the bottom, they're going to end up being at the bottom. They're so fun to feed. I love those guys. So, Josh is still recording from his phone. I'll be recording from this. And if you guys haven't noticed, since I'm up all this time taking care of Tracy, 5 videos in the last 5 days. I used to do one, then Reaper do one, I do one, Reaper do one, I do one, Reaper do one. I've been putting them out every single day in the high quality of this camera. And now we got it on 4K, but see, full power at 4K was like 38 something by something, and it would only go 30 frames per second. Now I've got it set to 60 frames, but it's down to like 2000 in the 4K quality. It's not HD, but it's still in the 4K. It's just a lower quality, but everyone says it looks better like this with the 60 frames per second. It's much more fluent. So that's what I'm going to keep recording with. And I'm trying to step up the game on the YouTube videos. So now, right now, what I have to do is I paid for the program to edit. So once I do it on there, I have to take it to the computer and then upload it from the computer to my phone and then edit it and then download it from there up to YouTube. I am going to get software so I can edit it on the computer and be a lot better, a lot more intricate, a lot more, because this right here, it has a line across it where your video is, but it doesn't have sound on it. And you want to look for them sound breaks to cut out the silence, and you can cut that out. I don't have that availability on here, but on the computer, it will have that on any program. So I'm looking for a good free program right now to try it out and edit on the home computer, because of course with the home computer you'll have a lot more options and a lot more availability of doing things, and then storage too. I only had 128 gigs on here, so I had to delete some files to put a video on here and then save it. Once you produce it, it's got to save as another format, so it doubles what your video was. The computer won't have that problem. This, I had to, I can't process it. I'm done with all the video, and I go to save it. I can't save it in 4K. There's not enough room. I have to go in there and eliminate stuff. So it was a pain. The computer will be easier, but that's also a pain because it's one more step. I used to video with this, edit with this, upload with this, and we're done. But now seeing the videos with that camera, I'm going to have to video with the camera, edit with the computer, and upload from the computer. The phone won't be involved no more. You know what? That's a problem though. I'm out there, I'm carrying this around. See, before I used to carry this around and I'd video. Oh, the phone's ringing. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Now I'm out there videoing and the phone's ringing. I got to pick it up and I'm like, I got the phone, I got the camera. It's another thing I got to carry around with me now. So.
And answer this one because you had before. Airtime. Bigrich, just get the gimbal. You can power it from the gimbal. It's $120.
I've seen them. I've looked into them. I found them for like $3 something. The one we wanted was a Zhiyun something 2, and it was like $300. I found them used for like $160. And it does have its own battery pack that powers the phone.
Right.
But I didn't know any of that. I bought this for like $8 off of Wish. It's a 1 million something millihertz or milliamp. That's what it is. And it keeps that camera running for 8 hours at a time. It's a great battery. So I don't even know if the gimbal will have that much battery on it, but it will eliminate that. So I won't have to have that on there. The gimbal will eliminate not only the battery pack but the handle, and then I'm going to still have to have the receiver onto the phone, and I have to make sure that when we do the gimbal that we have this screen sticking out the side where it's balanced in, and then we'll be okay. But then I'll have this whole tripod, this remote control, this battery milliamp, and then this handle that are wasted, and I spend a lot more money. So it'd be nice, but just to go out and buy everything I need for the camera, I've had it for what, couple months now. I'm not wasting money on just all the new gimmicks and all the new stuff. You know, I've spent my money on the rescue. So, you know, but I'm trying to make the channel better. Reaper, everybody was complaining about his sound and this and that because he would take his phone and he'd be up here and he'd be loud. And then when he'd go out to the thing, it'd be a lot quieter, and he talks quiet to begin with. So I bought him a set, and it was so easy too. A set of earbuds, you know, wireless Bluetooth earbuds. Now they hook up to his phone whenever he takes them out of its case and puts it to his ear. They automatically hook to his phone, and he does that. Well, guess what? The microphone is this far away, no matter how far away you have the phone. It works great. Plus, he's got two. Like if he had his son on there, he could wear the other one and still be on the mic too. So the wireless earbuds work great. And
or if my buddy goes on an adventure with me,
I'll be back, buddy. I'll be back. Have you ran out of battery time with them earbuds yet?
Finally, yeah.
You did? How long did they last?
I mean, it depends on how much you're actually using it, but
right.
I pretty much went that one day. I don't know. We've done so many trips here. I don't know.
But you're using one at a time.
Right.
So if it goes dead, you can switch to the other one and still record.
Right.
So,
but
now,
I finally did do it where it both said 10 seconds, 10 seconds. I put it back in and I looked, and even all four of the things was down to one. So even that thing itself.
The bass was
right.
there.
Yeah. And I finally had to charge the bass.
Okay. So, you know, that makes his channel better, where people can hear him easier and better. And, you know, I'm trying to upgrade my camera here and do that and make this 4K and smoother and brighter. And, you know, everyone loves how it looks in the pool pond. And, you know, now if I can just get Josh on the bandwagon, he ain't coming off his phone. He likes how easy it is.
Me too. And here, let's see, where was that?
Oh, wait. Captain Stanley 51 says, camera. Wow, people are getting drunk out there then. Okay, so do you guys like this video better than the original one? Here is the original. It's a different color, I've noticed, from the phone to where now this thing catches everything. That was Tracy. I had to take care of her. Some people say they keep hearing something in the background. If you guys are real quiet, it's Tracy's air machine that's pumping air, compressing the air and all that, her oxygen O2 machine. I cannot shut that off, so we'll have to deal with it.
Anna Watson would just like to say thank you for all the videos. Helps me control my pain so much.
Really? I've never heard that before. You know, hey, thanks, we're locked down or COVID, blah, 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 and we have all this content.
Or even my depression. I've heard people saying,
yeah,
you know,
this is soothing. And yeah, I love being able to help people. I love that. Never heard it for pain, though, but if it works for you, we're here for you. Who's being negative? I don't know. Tracy Olson says, wow, why are there so many negative people here? If y'all can't be nice, please leave. Find someone else to pick on. This is a nonprofit organization that only wants to help. Yes, not only fish, but fish owners, fish, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then we're helping other people and you know, all the crack tanks that we pick up. Like if we help someone replace their tank, we take the crack tanks, we give them to the reptile people. So we're helping everybody in every way that we can. You know?
Go up. I can't see the name. There you go. The Pahaka guy. Love the OFR. The more spam you get, the more I'll donate.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you. I appreciate that, the Pahaka guy. Oh, did you ever come up with a name for your pupper? What?
Little dude.
Little dude.
Little dude. I keep calling him my little dude, so he's my little dude. We got all these names and other things people wanted, but Dawn was like, you know what you should name him? I don't know. And she goes, well, you're sitting over there feeding him and you keep calling him my little dude. I go, well, he is my little dude. I go, oh, okay, I get it. He's my little dude, so my little dude.
Okay, we got DaVinci Resolve for editing. Airtime says this.
And it's free.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Coffee.
Okay, Ariana Space Ninja says, I concur. We shouldn't be ignoring the. I didn't say to ignore it. She says, still love you, Big Rich. I said I ignore it because I know it's not going to pass. You guys are more than welcome to watch it, vote on it, do what you got to do. Call your congressman. To make the complaints and all that kind of stuff.
There's a form online. You can simply fill it out, this and that, and it automatically goes through. So
and, you do all that. To me, I've heard about it so many times over the years. I don't even worry about it. I know it's not going to pass, so I'm not worried about it. I don't worry about it. I'm not. Please don't think I'm telling you to ignore it. Just don't be as scared as they're making it. What the problem is? You got all these YouTubers that are making such a big deal. Oh my God, look at this! Check out my channel. You got to check this out. It's the end for all fish keepers. YouTubers have a way of exaggerating things for views. You got to not fall into that hype.
And we got Laura Keish, $10. It's just a mojo. It looks like a lemon and a heart beating.
Lori's one of our moderators, and she's our head mod.
Yeah.
And she's not here tonight because she is at George and Alicia's place, Agno Aquatics. So
why that was it? Okay.
Yeah, she's at the pet store and one of our favorite little stores. They are backed by OFR. They have the little sticker in their window says that the store is backed by Ohio Fish.
They're the ones who set me up with all the fish in my 55 is from Aquaquatic or Agno Aquatics.
Agno Aquatics.
But yes, everything in the 55 except for the crayfish is from them. Yeah. Except for my crayfish ain't one of them. I don't know which one yet, but. And you got Thelma Hall. I also watch your videos, and I have chronic pain and chronic arthritis, and I too feel better watching your videos.
Wow, very nice. I love that. Well, keep watching. I'll keep making it. If I'm not upsetting you guys, I'll keep making videos. I tell everybody, this is basically a fish soap opera. You're going to see what we do here daily. Everyone's like, why aren't you, designing your show around, this and that, and you'll get more, followers. I've got enough to do in my life. I'll make a video of what we're doing. We'll make a video of what Reef's doing. We'll make a video, anything we're doing. If we're working at the rescue, if we're picking up fish, if we're rescuing fish, if we're dropping off fish, we'll make a video of it. You can follow along. Our followers can follow along and see what happens here daily. It's like a fish soap opera.
Yeah.
So, I just don't have time or the effort left over to do the channel the way these other YouTubers do their channel. They live their life doing their channel, and it's all about the money. If we make some money from it, that's great. Right now, it's at the point where it's covering the cost, the main cost of the rescue, not like if we have to, let's say we have to medicate all 58,000 gallon pool pond and, the rest of it. So we have to do 120,000 gallons of medication. We're talking $600 to $800 in medication. That's an extra cost. I'm talking the normal bills come in every month. You can look us up on TubeBuddy, and I think this month it says 2.8 thousand is what we'll be making. Well, that's not covering the cost. The cost is 3.2. But last month we made 3.6 or something like that. It was extra. And what we do is the extra above the bills, I split with Josh. He takes his half, I take my half. I just spend it on the rescue, so it's not a big deal. So, yes, if I would step back from the rescue and concentrate just on the YouTube and be there like all the other YouTubes and be fake and over exaggerate everything and yeah, we'd get more views and get some more money. But I don't have time in my life. Right now the tanks are really green. The bass tank, the 1,000 has green all over the face of it. The 190 Shack Koi babies is covered in green, and there's green on the Bellagio's. So soon, and the 4,400. So as soon as Josh gets back, he's going in all those tanks and cleaning them from the inside out. Poor kid.
Well, we got our other Brittany Zimbalist, $10. Love to you and Reap, Big Rich, Missing Who. You cook so good food for Hoover. I'm jealous. #camera.
Well, he was here helping me, and he don't have to. He came up to visit, and he's helping me. So, one day I made him blueberry pancakes. The next day I made him a egg McMuffin sandwich with maple sausage, cheese, and eggs. And then the next day I'd make him chocolate chip pancakes, and stuff like that. And I made him lunch, burgers or whatever, and dinners. We had different stuff, but I kept him fed. And, he kept on wanting to help. So that's fine by me.
Our buddy Jim Sheasley.
Yeah.
$5. Hell, I've had heart, liver, and kidney failure in the last year, and I always find time to watch OFR on Fridays. It makes my week. All right.
Here's to you, Jim. We miss you, buddy. I know you got all the medical problems, but we like when you come over and hang out. So he's coming over, I think, tomorrow. He asked me, I forget what day it was, but he's coming over this weekend sometime, bringing his buddy over. So I'll go back in my text and check that out. Unless, Jim, if you can tell us what day it is, that way Reaper can be here too. Our sound is low, Lori says.
Really?
I didn't change no sound settings since last week. I haven't changed sound settings since like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Turn your volume up, Lori. Everyone else says it's fine.
Oh, we got Zeth Mooney. $5. Olivia says she loves you and that you're dreamy. Ha ha ha. You guys are her favorite. Let's go deeper with the Reaper. Love you guys. All right, Seth.
Nice. Let me see what else we got here.
Everybody else saying sound sign is just great. So
yeah, Lori, turn your TV up.
She goes, I did, silly.
You gotta love her.
Jim Sheasley, $5, 19th, mid-afternoon.
Okay, so today's only, I think, the 10th or 11th?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 11th. Next Saturday.
19th, next Saturday, a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
I got it written down in there. I just couldn't get up and go in there and,
Yep.
Once we put this green screen up, I can't get through it to get into my kitchen right here. Let me see if I can move it. Oh.
Gary Fletcher says, marry her now while she can't say no. I had to say it.
She won't say no. That's funny, though.
All right. XX Kool-Aid. I'm getting a 125-gallon Monday. It was used for salt water, but I'll be using it for freshwater plecos. I know to clean the tank with vinegar and water, but should I also run vinegar and water through the pumps and filters?
I've never have. You're cleaning the tank. See, the fish don't care if the glass is dirty. That's an aesthetic thing for the owners. You want to see your fish, Actually, if the tank was covered in algae, it would be actually better for the fish because they wouldn't see you and they'd live in their little environment in there. So you don't have to. As far as pumps and filters, they have these, it's a little like a wire, I don't know what you want to call it, a little thing that's on the end of a 6-foot bendable thing. You can push through your tubes and rinse them out. But, I've never ran vinegar and water through them. There's no reason to. As far as the glass, we clean that off with the razor blade. Don't get near the silicone. Clean that off the razor blade and then go back with your vinegar and water and scrub all the rest off, and you can make the tank look like brand new. And then just rinse it off after that, and you're good to go.
All right, scroll down a little.
Okay, hang on one second. Yeah, this guy's getting removed. Mike Oxlong, you're gone. All right. Now, people, what he said was rude, but he's saying, I'm talking about me and what I do. I'm trying to let you guys know how I run things here. and this is what I want things to go like. I'm not trying to say, look at me, I'm doing all this. No, I'm trying to use the camera. I'm trying to make the viewing better for you guys. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt for me. It was easier using the phone vids. But I mean, if you guys like it better, I'll stick to the camera and we'll make things, and I'll get the next level higher. And if we get more people, that's great. Of course we want the channel to grow. But I'm not going to put all my time into trying to grow the channel. The channel's there for our followers to follow us. And I'm not trying to, say me, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm not, I'm trying to just let you guys, I let everyone know what we do here and how we're doing it and what we're planning on. I don't hide nothing from my viewers, my fishy family. Okay, I'm going Reaper. I know you're having a conniption over there. Oh, there's so much going on here. All right, I'm all the way at the bottom. So what were you looking for?
Oh, there's something more. There it is.
There you go.
I couldn't see the name. Amanda Lynn,
Like
499. Hi from Peoria, Illinois. I was wondering what tank you are most afraid to get in. Which fish are you most likely to take a nibble?
You know what? There isn't any tank that I would be scared to get in. As far as getting bit, I would have to say it would have to be the pool pond. Because of the big alligator guards in there.
But as long as they're fed, they're all right.
Yeah, we feed them all the time.
But when they're not fed, that's when they're like, I'm out of here. When I'm doing this and they take the stick from me, I'm out of here.
I have these little, it's half-inch PVC conduit, and I put a cap at the end. I give it to newbies that are going in the pond, and if you're scared, just take it and push the fish away. Don't whack them with it or nothing like that. But you can take the stick and just put it against them and push them away, and they'll swim away. So Reaper goes in there, and
I was doing my hand, but they all four they wouldn't. I couldn't even get to the deep end. Everywhere there's another one. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. To the point where I don't ever use that. The first time maybe, and I went and got it. I'm like, I can't even do a film.
He's
I'm trying to do my first
fish away with the stick, and the alligator guard grabs it and starts shaking. Reaper's like, he let go of the stick. He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm done. I ain't messing with him. And then find out they've been fed for a day and a half.
That's funny. So let me see.
Anthony Norris, $5. Camera ×3.
Nice. All right, here we go. Camera. Okay, Buddy and Quittel. He says, "Did you get the gimbal I bought you?" See, I was holding that as I had been building this up. Yes, one of our followers offered to send us a gimbal. And, I wasn't going to bring it up until we got it here, we got it using it, and you guys like it. And I was going to, break out his name, and here it is. I can show it to you. He got me on that. Thank you, buddy. We will definitely on the next Friday, we will show how it works and all that kind of stuff. And, there's a whole new system now, and you got to think, figure out how it works. You got to put it on there. You got to balance it, and then you got to get used to doing it. And then you got to go look on YouTube, because I tell everybody, do your due diligence. So if you don't know what kind of fish, look it up and see what size they'll get, all that. Well, same thing with new equipment. I've never ran that gimbal before, so I'm going to go on there and I'm going to see what's the best way to run it, what's the best things. I see these guys going on there, and they're coming from the ground up to the face, and then I'm like, wow, okay, I never would have thought of something like that. But then when he showed the end thing, it was like a Nike commercial. It was great. So I got to pick up pointers like that and learn to use it too. And then there's I found out already, if you click the button twice, it'll flip all the way around to where you can do the selfie or you can talk to the camera. Hit the button twice again, it'll flip back to forward. I didn't know that feature was there. So there's a lot of things I got to learn about a gimbal. And yes, people, we will have a gimbal. I was going to break it to you next week, but our buddy. Yes, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's going to be a great addition. And I was trying to build up to show everybody how much we needed a gimbal. And they were saying something about gimbal on there, you know? Mm-hmm. So I was just going to. So now what that does is I bought this handle for $15 and that gimbal is going to make that useless.
I know.
And the gimbal's also going to replace this battery bank. So, but yes, it's going to make life better and it's going to make the video viewing better for you guys. So of course we're going to learn all that we can learn for it and try and do it, you know.
We got Brittany's in Bliss again for $5. What is a crazy story or situation you've been in with Reaper? I know you guys have tons of stories like your old gaming days.
Wow.
How about the first time? I mean,
I met Donnie.
no, we met first, but we spent all that time. I got these pictures, like I told everybody. I'm gonna bring them over. I found this old I don't know, tablet or whatever. So I'm loading all the pictures from the bike and the 2000 party and this and that.
Oh yeah, they have no clue. I built a Harley for you.
Right.
He bought a basket case, and it took me all summer, and I built this thing.
That's the one where we got the thumb. We told them about that.
I lost the tip of my thumb building that thing
because of me. But all these years it took to get this thing together, this and that and everything, we finally. Bigrich puts his bike on the trailer. Him and Tracy drive out to my house,
which was like an hour away.
Right at that time, and you know, because I was out.
He didn't know the bike was finished.
Right.
So it was painted. It was done. All the chrome was on it. It was running.
But I always wanted to ride with my bro. I wanted to always ride. So he brought both bikes out. We're riding. We get this thing down.
No, well, you jumped ahead a little bit. I pull up in the driveway. There it is. He comes out and he looks at it and he's like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, it's blue and chrome and, you know, it looks nice. And then I broke it to him. It's ready to go. It runs. It runs. He thought I just put it together for him, you know. But it was running. So we get it off the trailer. We started up and he got on there. We got his woman and you know, we're going down this. He had a long driveway and it's a beautiful, like in the backwoods type house and a long driveway. And that one picture I'll never forget. I don't know if it was from behind us or no, it was from behind us. We both put our hands out or something. Yeah, and we slapped 5 or something as we were riding side by
side. Finally get to ride. And we get a mile and a half, 2 miles on the road.
Yeah. Wasn't very far.
His bike broke down.
My bike broke down.
Towed it back home. That was the end of our ride.
That was it. Look, my bike still ran, but it was popping and misfiring and pow, and you know, it was loud.
Getting mine running for a year.
I pulled mine out. It's been mine runs fine. It's been, you know, I've had it forever, and it was my Uncle Paul's bike, and I got it from my brother Mike, and you know, he got it from Uncle Paul, and then I got it from Mike, and this bike's always ran. And here, what had happened was the top of the coil, there's 2 wires going to it. One of the wire screws was loose. So the wire that was going to it had a little round like thing that fit on there and you put the screw down on it. Since it was loose, every time you'd start it, that thing would just bounce all around. So it was like taking off the coil, on the coil, off the coil, on the coil. And you're we couldn't figure it out. And it was so easy to fix. Soon as I got home, I started taking off the side covers, doing all this, and I see the loose wire. I'm like, are you kidding me? I called her. We couldn't keep her. We were heading for the metro parks. We were going to go for the day.
We were gone for the day.
Yeah. We got 2 miles of a ride together. And then after that, we upgraded it a little bit. We took off the back shocks and put on better shocks because them were too strong. And your bike rode really hard. So, you know, it's sitting in your garage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ariana Space Ninja says, "Did your mods block me? I don't look like it because you're able to write. If they block you, it'll be for like, you know,
Right.
300 milliseconds, 500, you know, an hour, whatever, and you cannot write nothing.
But yeah,
So
you're not blocked.
no, you're writing, so you're not blocked. All right. Hey, Bigrich and Reaper, would crushed coral work for a Mabuna tank? Will they reproduce it? Yes, that actually works pretty well in there because it you know, affects the pH and stuff. It will work, and it does work, and I've used it before. And but see, now I never chase the pH. My water comes out at 7.4. All the fish I have, even the discus, are acclimated to our water, and then they stay in 7.4. When I do water changes or I add water, I'm not going to one tank and you know, adding pH up or something and chasing that pH, you know, to make the optimal environment for that fish. They're all getting used to what we have as 7.4, and that's that. They live in that, and they do fine. If I was a breeder, yes, I would do optimal water conditions for that fish and its parameters that it needs. But it doesn't really need it. It can go from, you know, 7.8 to 7.4 and live just fine. But if you're breeding and you want the most in the colors and you want the most reproduction and all that, you got to bring the water parameters up to what's the most for that fish, the best for that fish. We're rescue. I don't chase no pH. I wouldn't suggest anybody else to do it. You know, if you're a high dollar breeder, then yes, you're going to have to. But if you're just somebody that has tanks and you're breeding some fish, I wouldn't do it because it is a pain. And then when you do water changes, you got to do water before, like have a 55-gallon drum of water that you can bring up to that pH and up to that temperature, and, you know, and then do your water changes. It's a pain. Otherwise, you do the water change, you're bringing it from 7.8 or 8.0 all the way down to 7.4, and then you're adding the pH up and then bringing it back up. That is a lot worse on a fish than a steady 7.4. You know, so my suggestion is never chase the pH unless you're a high dollar breeder and you want to really optimize your breeding program. Airtime says, "Big Rich, you should do more of the voiceovers." I didn't even tell you this, Reed. I'm out there and I get all done with my videos, and then I go inside and I'm like, man, I don't have an ending. I have to go back out there and record. So I ran back out there and I try and do the last little bit, and, you know, I got another 6 minutes or something, and I come back in. I'm like, yes, I'm done with this video. There's no sound. I forgot to turn the mics on. Either the receiver or the transmitter. I forgot to turn one on. So now I'm in my bedroom, and that's where my computer is. This is the big computer out here in the living room, the dining room, the kitchen's right through here. But in my bedroom, I have my laptop. So I'm in my bedroom and I'm like, okay, I got to do a voiceover, but I don't know. I had to watch the whole thing first to see what I was going to be talking about so I can remember if I get to that point. So I started up. I'm like, oh, yeah, look at these guys here. Oh, they're so nice. Oh, yes. Look how easy it was to catch him. Oh, come on, big guy, you know, mellow out, you know. Oh, here we go. We're at the Garden of Eden. We're going to release you. Yeah, that's so nice. And I'm like, I don't know what's coming next, you know. But, you know, it's because when you change your setting, like you're out there in the fish room, the pumps are loud, the water's splashing, waterfalls are going, you talk a little more louder and you're more assertive. Well, in your bedroom, you kind of talk like this because it's quiet, everybody else is sleeping, you know, it's so here I am, I'm over talking now. That's why I made fun of myself. I was like, this is the Big Rich ASMR presentation. That's funny. And buddy, as soon as I get this gimbal figured out, I will do a video on it. Probably on one of our regular videos, I'll show people the equipment we're using. And I will definitely, you know, thank you proper and all that. And then next Friday, we'll have it on here too. So I appreciate it, buddy. That was awesome of you to do that. That was just amazing. He's like, I want to help you out. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you need a gimbal. I'm like, not really. I don't need, I got this. And, and he's, no, you need a gimbal. I'm going to get you one. I'm like, okay, that's awesome of you. And you know what? I will, to answer Airtime's question, I will do more of the voiceovers on things because I liked when I did it. I don't know if you remember this, but I went underwater in the 58,000 pond and then I voiced over. Mm-hmm. What I want to do is because it seems like Josh does informational videos and it seems like everybody appreciates the information. So, I can talk a storm and this and that, and I can put it on track one and I can listen to track one as I'm doing the voiceover. So what I would like to do is like go back down in the 58,000 and go around every fish and name every fish. This is Brunus. He's our Airpimagagus, he comes from blah, blah, blah. He rains from here and these little areas and his water temperatures like this and then blah, blah, blah. And they can grow up to, 12, 14 feet. It used to be about 18 feet. They used to get bigger, but the fishing industry has fished them down to where you never see them that big no more. Shed Aquarium has two of them at, I think they're 12 foot, but they're like this tall and they're like this wide. Now, oh my God, they're monsters. So they don't get as big as they used to. Same thing with the alligator gars. Back in the 1940s, it was nothing to find a 15-foot alligator gar down in Texas. Now, if you're lucky, they even say the biggest alligator gar is 12 foot. They used to get bigger. They're overfished and that kind of stuff. So I lost track. What was I heading to? Help me, Reaper, help me.
Okay, scroll down.
Oh, yeah. Airtime was saying needs to do more voiceovers. Right. I will, but that'll be, I still have to get another of the, what do you call them, little square things? I had a Hero 7 Black GoPro. I have to get a GoPro to go underwater and do that. And then I'll do all the underwater videos. I'll do the voiceover with, that kind of stuff. And I got rid of the GoPro because I hardly ever used it. And it was just sitting here. And every day it'll depreciate a little bit more. And, that kind of stuff. So if you keep something in the drawer for 2 years, you could have sold it for 200. Now you can't sell it for 50. That's how technology is. Any kind of equipment. So I think I gave that to Will really cheap so that he had it. But I need to pick one up now because we can't do any of the underwaters with a $700 camera. Now I'm sure there's a watertight case for it, but it's not going to be on a gimbal. It's not going to be remote control. It's just going to be the camera in the case. So then I'm going to have to do the voiceover with that anyway, Right. I'll look, and if it's, 10, 20, 30 bucks for a case, I'll do that and use my camera underwater because that's going to be better than a GoPro anyway. Captain Stanley 51 says, Big Rich, didn't know you knew Willie Nelson. How long has he helped out at OFR? About 2 years now. When he came here, he didn't know the name of any fish. Now, not saying he knows any now. He is personally responsible for the entire country calling cichlids chiclets.
Cichlid. They're chiclets.
So he made that hashtag chiclet movement.
Except for when we were at the Cichlid Association thingy.
Oh my God, they're real serious over there.
I'm like, okay, you guys, you see, these are real old timers, and I'm not going to say chiclet. They're cichlets here.
The one place he was intimidated.
Yeah. They were older than me even. These were real old timers. I wasn't messing with them. Now, if you keep going down, we got one from Janie.
Okay, hang on, we'll get there. Yes, the drinking word is camera. There's so few depth sizes for glass aquariums. In my country, the most sizes are either way too small or way too big. Okay.
Do you use any kind of, they want to know what type of fertilizer you use in your planted tanks, if any.
I use absolutely none. My tanks are in gravel, or my plants are in gravel, and then I have a pass through from my filtration system. It passes through this tank, and then it goes through the angel tank from the discus to the angel, and then it flows into my sump, where it gets picked up, put back with the rest of the tanks, comes back through the filter, and goes through these tanks again. I'm using it for plants will eat the nitrates out and will help lower your nitrates in the system. I do not put no fertilizer in there. I do not put no plant fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. I don't put no substrate in under the gravel like you see a lot of these YouTubers doing. You follow Serpa Designs. I mean, he's amazing. He builds all these amazing, tanks, halidariums and all these different enclosures. But I'm doing it without doing any of that. These plants are rooted in rocks. My other tank is sand. They're rooted in sand and they're growing wild. Here's the one thing I will say about plants. Put your lighting on a timer and the plants will grow. That's it. That's all I did. And they're growing everywhere. Some of my pothos is like 40 foot long now, all through the rescue,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a green thumb person. I'm not I'm not like Dustin Wanderlug. I know what I'm doing with plants. I don't. I just like plants in my water to help eat away the nitrates. Because I know plenty of people that don't do any water changes, and all they do is their tanks are fully planted, plants everywhere, and the water going from the tanks are being ran through plants and then through the sump and back to their tanks. And they haven't done water changes in like 2 years. So I'm using that technology here at the rescue to help me in my water bill. Of course. Okay, let me see here. The Headache Aquarium Hole says, Rich, don't say his name. It's a curse.
I know. I seen that now. I was trying to think. I don't know. I was trying to look to see what Eric was talking
you're gonna have to straighten that up, buddy. We don't understand.
I know. I'm trying to find it. I'm like, what's Eric talking about?
Baby McCluskey. Remember I was talking about this is a fish soap opera, basically? She says, as the tank turns. I love it.
Yeah, we got $2 from Chris Hoffman. Where's Joey been? Guess his deck is too small.
Actually, Joey was supposed to actually be here tonight.
That's what I thought.
And I haven't seen him yet.
That's what I thought.
Doom Pie says the discus tank is the first part in the nitrate filtering. No, but it is the second. I have my water coming in from all the big tanks are going through a big sock table that's sitting on top of an 800-gallon tub. And there's 9 socks. The water goes through these 9 socks and now goes through the settling chamber 8 foot over and then overflows out and goes to my sump, which is the Stingray tank where the little Pima is and all that. But I have that whole like 5-foot section of nothing but styrofoam with pothos. I put a little pothos. I cut one big plant up, put little stalks through every hole. And they're growing. It's like 2 foot tall, 5 foot long. They're growing up to the ceiling. They're growing out over the Stingray tank. They're growing over the 1,000, all the way over to the 4,000. They're growing everywhere. And then it comes out of that water and goes into the discus tank, then through the angel tank, and then back into the sump and recirculated. Bo Clarkson says, mate, some bloke keeps feeding its chicklets while you're entertaining us. You want to get that camera to watch him? That was me. I have it on a loop. So it's the start into the video again and just showing. I wanted to show. There I go.
Speaking of,
I wanted to show them eating. I love to see them eat. I didn't know I was going to make such a short video. Now, if I made this video an hour long, you'd see that once an hour.
Right.
Every 15 minutes, you see me go back in and feed them again. Well, no wonder these cichlids are growing good. I'm feeding them every 15 minutes. OBG Foster says, if you had a rotating tank, would the fish get dizzy? I don't think so, because they would swim whichever way they want. They wouldn't sit still and just rotate,
Right.
you know? So they would swim. And it's the same thing. If you've seen ballerinas. Now, if you notice, they spin their whole body, then turn their head. Spin their whole body, turn their head. That way, they're not constantly spinning their head with their body, and they can stay less dizzy and more coherent. OBG Foster again says that whole sock thing would be a great video. I have done that before.
I know.
Filtration.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't go back and see the old videos.
Right.
Did you know what I found out today? We have over 750 videos. I was doing a comparison between me, Primetime Aquatics, Predatory Fins, Tanner Serpa's channel, Dustin Wonderluck's channel, because I got this new program and I'm doing these things and I'm seeing, whoa, I've got more videos than all those guys. What would be nice is to be able, they're all listed in order of the date that they were put out. So if you can go on there and go all the way back to the beginning and start out and watch the first video, second video, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and all the way up to today, you'll see in the last, I think it was 5 years, 4 years of the work we've done. Oh my God. Chris Trapp says, is Reaper's favorite beer Bud Light? Yes, it is. I always keep a case in the back.
It's not my favorite, but I drink it.
That's what you drink here. What else do you drink?
Well, if I had money, it would be like Michelob Platinum or something like that. That's one of my more
I've never seen you drink that.
Because I don't usually have money for it.
He's like, this is what I drink. So I always keep them in a case here. It's always out there in the fridge. I don't drink beer. Yes, Commander Norton says you should watch the first video you ever made on
I know, I was reading the same one. Yeah.
It's, you know what? It's so much different because now we're casual with it. I know our people are here to, ask us questions and we'll try and help everybody out. Before I was like, oh my God, this show's starting. Stop, swing, sit still. Okay. I was so nervous, Reap, you can't wear that shirt on the live. I was so scared and nervous. Yes, OBG Foster says, have you considered organizing the videos in a playlist? Yes, but, I have like tour videos on the tours. I have, the big rescues on a playlist. I have, you know what? I should start a playlist with just the Tracy one. So it's a Tracy videos, to where she's just on there.
Right.
Because I keep running into videos. I'm like, oh, there's my Tracy, and I watch the video. All right, let me see. Let me go back here and read some of these. Okay, this is a good question. Joseph Miller says, rescue mobile question. What kind of vehicle would you get if money was no option for the next rescue? Okay. I don't know the name of what they're called, but like Mercedes has Sprinter,
those extra tall
vans where you could stand up. Basically, if you were driving, I could stand behind you, grab the wheel, you could get up, I could sit down, you could walk into the back. We can have the walls lined with, boxes that we put stuff in, our air tubs, our air lanes, here's stones, here's extension cords, here's, hoses, have that all hanging on the wall. And then, somewhere's in there, hang like a hammock or put a bed above all this stuff to where one person can sleep while the other two people drive. And then we can have a big tub in there. Okay, see, when you place a tub in a van, you don't want it all the way in the back because then that'll make your van sag. You want to place your tub pretty much in between the four wheels. That way they evenly transfer the weight. So it would have to be up like where the sliding door would be on the side against the wall there, where people can walk in and walk past the tub. But I want like a 3 foot by 4 foot tub, and then, you know, permanent filtration in there, permanent aeration, all that kind of stuff built on our inverters, you know, screwed to the wall. So there's Sprinter vans. There's like Chevy has the extra tall, heavy duty. I'd want like, you know, one of those. People are using them to make camper vans out of them now, that type stuff. Many house living and stuff. I would want one of those. And I've been trying to get my mods to be, you know, everybody we know, call the dealerships and see if anyone's interested in donating or giving us a really good deal on one. Because I have the 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan that I got for the rescue out of my money. That has the stow and go seating. You can put it right in the floor. I figured it would work great for us, but you can't walk in there, and that thing, it's not good when it's under load, like when I'm pulling the trailer and stuff. The poor thing's screaming for help, you know. It has worked its butt off for us, and it's been there every time. Now the engine light's on, and low tire pressure light is on.
And it doesn't matter. We keep filling the tires and everything.
It's still, so I think it's a sensor that's bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have to do a little bit of fixing on the van, but if I could trade that in towards one and they're giving us a good deal on one, I would do that too, you know. Chevy makes one, Dodge makes one. Ford makes one, yes.
They all make them.
Mercedes makes it.
Yeah, Mercedes, I've seen them. They're nice.
That was a good question. Dougie, I'm not going to read your question. He says, you should have been called. Not going to say it. That's funny, though. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Any other questions here? Something we can help with? Oh, you know what? I've got to do a shout out.
Oh, you did say that.
Yes. Let me see where it was. Look at my screenshots. I believe it's this one. Nope. Oh no. Where's it at? No. I lost it. Where is it? I had a shout out to a young girl, something Lily. I'm supposed to say hi tonight to, and I'm looking for it. I'll find it, but you know, just know I'm working on it. I'm trying to find it. I saved it so that I could do this. Well, here we go. Hey, buddy, we are watching. Give Olivia a shout out. She will love it. Olivia Booney. Here's a shout out to you, girl. She's the girl that's on my Facebook, and she put on there, I love this guy, Big Rich, miss him so much. And people were like, oh, way to go, Big Rich. No, she's family, you know. Her husband took the picture. My Tracy's right there in the next room. You know, there's nobody hitting on nobody. Stop it. Let me see if I can find this lady. She wanted me to shout out her daughter, and I almost forgot, and now I can't remember where I put it. I can't find it is the problem. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, guys. Put out your questions. I'm going to try and look a few more minutes. If not, if I don't find it now, trust me, I'll give your daughter a shout out next Say Fishy Friday. I'll find it. I had it already. I thought I had. What I normally do is I take a screenshot of the message, and then I just go to my screenshots right here, and it's there, but I don't see it. Let me go into the trash. Maybe it got deleted by chance. All right.
Find it?
No.
No. I wrote it down.
And there's nothing in there. Yeah, I should have wrote it down. Well, I may have put it in my list. Let me put it in here. I got stickers to mail out. No, it's not in my list to do. I'm sorry. It was something Lily, though. I remember that. And if you're there and you know who I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I will find it and I will give you a shout out, or send me another message, or write it on here, and so I can talk about it. Oh my goodness. Okay, Bear Zombie says, Big Rich, where would you like to see the rescue end up at? What would be your ideal end goal? What would you feel accomplished with? My main thing, I've been wanting to find a grant writer everywhere. You know, we're doing everything right. We've got a bank account that's tied to the EIN number, that's tied to the not-for-profit organization that's the government can watch. So everything that goes in there, I have to do taxes on, and no spending of any money can be done unless it's for the rescue. Otherwise, I can get busted for embezzlement. So I watch carefully what any money we spend on and make sure it's straight for the rescue, you know? And what I would like to do is get a grant writer in here and write for government grants and get a huge grant come in. Then we can get a building and then transfer everything from here to that building, hire people, and open up a public aquarium / rescue. We'll have a whole team of rescuers plus our public aquarium, and people can come daily in this open building. You know, I'm in a residential area and I'm not in a commercial area. I cannot charge for people coming here. You know, everybody that comes here says this is way better than the Cleveland Public Aquarium that we just came from. They charge us $30, and this is way better. So if I could open up a public aquarium, that would be awesome. Now, this is how my buddy did it, Cliff, over in Pennsylvania. It's called the Electric City Public Aquarium and Reptile Den. He got a government grant and opened that up in a mall in Pennsylvania, and they're doing great. So, you know, I need a professional grant writer to donate their time here writing grants for us. If we can do that, and I can buy a building or rent a building and move everything there, you know, we will have the only public aquarium near us is in Cleveland, 25 miles away, 25 minutes away. Plus, we'll have the biggest, best aquarium, you know. I'll stop giving out fish to all the public aquariums, and we'll make, see, right now, here's the problem. People don't understand. We have to separate fish by size. So we've got South American in with North American in with fish from Cambodia, fish from Africa. You know, they have to be separated by their size so that they don't swallow smaller things. But if I was able to open a public aquarium, this would be, you know, your South American display.
Yeah.
This is your North American. This is your, you know,
African.
yes, I'd have like the rainforest all the way around everywhere, and you know, huge tanks, and you know, I've got ideas for a public aquarium, and I would love to be able to do that. I would die a happy man if I could do that. And all my fish, I would donate all my fish to it. I would donate my tanks to it, and then I wouldn't have them here at the house, and I'd have to, you know, go there, but I'd have people working for us. That's the end result of this whole thing. If I can pull it off or not, I don't know. Was that your foot? All right, let me see where we left off. Okay, Chris Trapp says, Big Rich, how is your fish food supply? Last I knew, a brand had donated some. No, actually, they donated to Haley Cox of Oddball Aquatics, and she gave it to us. We don't have a sponsor donating us food. I tried talking to Greg Woodstock because, you know, he's a pond guy. He's the koi guy. He sells koi food. So on every one of our videos, if you saw a bag of Aquascapes koi food above every tank that we have that we feed koi food to, that's free advertisement for him, you know, and, you know, he would supply us with free food. I would love that. He wasn't interested. So I went on, I talked to a few other companies. Nobody's really interested in doing that. But what kills me is I see these channels with only like 3,000 people and they've got a sponsor covering all their food bills. I don't understand it. I'm talking to everybody. How do I get like this? I need a food company like Hikari come in here and give us 55-gallon drums full of massive ore pellets. We would use them. But I found out Hikari has a biscuit like an inch by an inch, and they sell them in the 55-gallon drums. Well, they wanted way too much for me to be able to afford that compared to what I'm feeding now. So, but it would be nice if they sponsored us and then we had a bag that we don't even open. It just sits on top of every tank of all of our predator fish. We feed Hikari massive ore pellets, So we're now talking to, that didn't work out. We're now talking to Chris Biggs up in Canada, and he's got a company that's going to give me the recipe I choose for, the big monsters and make us a protruded pellet in the size that we want. Well, I want an inch by an inch, maybe an inch by 2 inches, something like that. An inch by an inch, that's not too big. And then I want it sinking because most of our predators are, they go down for food or they are bottom dwellers to begin with. Arowanas, they follow it as it goes down and eat. So, I want to make our own brand of Ohio Fish Rescue monster pellets. And then that way everybody can see the fish that we have and see how big and bulbousy and healthy they are. They can buy the food. We can give the public this food for your monster fish cheaper than you can buy it anywhere else, and we're still making a few bucks on each one and getting our food for free. You can't beat that. I want to do this, so we're going to gear up to do that this summer. We're doing that. Owen Rapensky says, "Hey, Big Rich, do you know Steve Keller? He is a snake rescue in Green Bay, and he said he might know you. The name don't sound familiar." And I don't, I know 2 snake rescues now, but that don't sound familiar. And I mean, it's completely possible. I have had so many different parts of my life. There was the band life. Then there was I worked as I installed carpet for all these rehabbed houses. So I ran through that life. So when I meet somebody, I'm like, "What part of my life are you from?" Well, this is when way back in the day, you had the car and the Autorama circuits. Oh yeah, okay. And then I can narrow it down where I know this person from. So you've got the whole rescue thing. Then before that, you've got the housing thing where I built houses, and you get to know so many people in that different field. Before that was the band thing. Before that was the Autorama thing. Before that was I don't know, my younger days when I was hanging out and that kind of stuff. There's different parts of my life. I got to know where you're from to remember it.
Two under that one.
What's that?
2 under the one you got marked.
2 under. Motor Ed, what do you think of tinfoil barbs as tank mates of silver dollars and angelfish? Will these fish eat tubiflex worms? Of course. I don't know about the angelfish. If you want your angelfish to breed, I wouldn't put them in with nothing but angelfish. And then you're probably going to have to, separate them as they breed. But the tinfoil barbs with silver dollars, yeah, that's in every community tank out there. They do great. And, like if I took angelfish and put it in with my community tank, would it work? Probably. I keep my angelfish together in their own tank. They're a different type of mean fish. OBG Foster says, we already know what one goal would be, and that would be making plecos illegal. Not really. The only problem fish I have, because every time I get a pleco, I can find a home for it.
Right.
Every time I get a red-tailed cat, I can find a home for it. Or I've got a waiting list of people wanting huge ones. Tiger shovel nose, I got a waiting list. Ripsaw cats, everything. It's the pacu.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with the pacu, and I've explained it before, but let me say it again. The pet stores sell them as vegetarian piranhas. They glorify them, and they're only $1.99, $2.99. You try and buy a little red tail cat, he's $20. So you get mom going in there buying little Joe a 10-gallon tank, and he buys 3 Pacu because they're cute. They look like little piranha. And they're $1.99 each. They have no clue that they are the fastest growing fish, the biggest fish, and once they get big, nobody wants them. And even the public aquariums do not want them. I had to start putting together a package deal. If you want these 3-foot red tails and these, 4-foot Niger cats and these 3-foot tiger shovel nose, you're going to have to take 3 or 4 of the Pacu, because nobody wants them when they're big, because there's so many of them out there and being sold. So I preach to everybody, please do not buy Pacu out of pet stores. You know what happens? If you go up there and you think, oh, I'm going to rescue the Pacu, and then we get too big for my tank, I'll give them to Ohio Fish Rescue. Biggest mistake you can make. The best thing you can do is never buy Pacu from a pet store. They will stop ordering them in because they're not selling them. But if they empty out and they sell, you know what they're going to do? Oh, they all sold. Let's get more.
Yeah, they're sold. Let's get more.
Yeah, Pacu is the one thing that I would say needs to be on a special order only. Period. That's the only fish I have a problem with.
Kathy Aponte, can you put African cichlids in an 80-gallon low boy? And if so, how many?
Yeah, you can put cichlids in any tank.
Right.
The problem is getting along, okay? It's unless you know which are males and females and you do it a certain way, there's a rule you follow. But if you just buy a bunch of cichlids and put in there, they're going to fight and they're going to kill off ones, and then you're going to buy more, and then they might kill off a couple of them and let others grow. The pack's going to get so big that at that point they're going to start killing each other off because they have no places to hide and this and that. They need their own little spot. That's why every tank that I've ever had cichlids in, we had packed full of all kinds of different decorations in there. We had, a fake rock on top of a fake barrel on top of a ship where they could get in and stuff where there wasn't even supposed to be hides. They have their own little hiding spots. That's great. And then bigger tanks. The smaller the tank you put cichlids in, the more they're going to kill each other off. Even with my 1,800-gallon tank that you see in the window behind us, once a month I'll come out there and there'll be one dead that they decided, oh, we're done with you. You're not going to make it here. Cichlids are really finicky. And they need a lot of space. And I just let them do their own thing and give them a big tank. So as far as how many to put in there, I couldn't tell you. I haven't put cichlids in an 80-gallon tank, multiple times to where, oh, well, I know 13 works. I have no idea. I was just rolling, but I saw somebody said, where's the PA, Rich? It's right below us. 8,000 watts and monster speakers everywhere. I think was there 34 of the 15-inch woofers on there?
Something like that.
There's like 1, 2, 3 stacks on each side, and the bottoms are 4 15s, the tops are 2 15s, 2 10-inch mids, and then 2 different horns. And there's like 3 stacks of that on each side. It's crazy. All right, let me see what else I can read off here.
Heard Joey's not here tonight because he joined the convoy.
You guys don't pick on my boy Joey. Brittany Zilva says, we recently treated our tank with algicide, and our Texas cichlid flowerhorn, / parrot is swimming sideways. Might not be connected, probably is, and did everything per instructions. But have you ever go and forget about your algae problems and do a water change and get him back healthy? Okay. Use a scrubber, use a rag, and clean the inside of the tank. Don't worry about the algicide. Algicide has killed many fish. The problem is it takes the oxygen out of the water to kill the algae. People make this mistake all the time. Do a water change, Brittany, and get it back to where that your fish is good. Oh, there's somebody coming in my door. Who's here?
Oh, there.
Is that Richie? My son Richie's here. Wow, okay. That's strange. What's it? 7:30 at night?
Yeah, 7:40.
Yeah. Okay. You just get off work, huh?
Yeah.
He's bringing in Josh's birthday presents. Can you talk for a second? That's Tracy beeping.
Okay.
Oh, my hips. I'm coming, honey. I'm coming. And what's going on in here?
Well, he takes care of that. We still have some more trips coming up. Who should be coming back Monday or Tuesday? We still got 2 things in Athens. We got 2 in Missouri, but they're going to be for the springtime. And we still have 1 in Michigan, which I
Reaper, hit that white button, number 2.
Number 2. Right one?
You're good.
Okay. First time I'm not picking up. Yeah. But, you know, and then we got, Rich was saying tonight, I'm not sure where, but we got more tanks to pick up. We always got things going on. We always have, the puffer, he's doing awesome. His name's Little Dude. I've been calling him Little Dude, so he's my little dude. And he's only this big. I mean, he's super small. But he's super cool, and he's always, no matter who goes by there, he is
All right,
right
shut
there
up.
checking it out.
Number 2 off. There you go. I'm sorry, guys.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. Her the hose for oxygen fell off the thing, so she wasn't getting oxygen.
Okay.
All right. Clerk Thompson says, "Go, Reaper, it's your chance." How'd you do? Did he do good, guys?
I was just telling him about, you know, more rescues coming up. You said you got more tanks coming up.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I named the little pupper Little Dude, and he's doing awesome.
Richie, they all want you to come in and say hi.
Anything out here?
Not really. Oh, he ain't wearing his coat. You're gonna see him. He's built. He's look at this boy. Come on over here, buddy.
I'm not doing a show and tell.
You're not doing a show and tell. But look at this boy. He's solid. Look at these arms. Oh my goodness. That's a working man. He works 12, 18 hours a day, nonstop. Thank you, buddy.
You have anything on here?
Not really.
Them are heavy, so I don't know if you're gonna.
What are they?
Them are his 2 workbenches.
Oh, his workbenches? Okay.
All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm going home.
All right, see you, bud. Claire Thompson says, "Hell yeah, he did Rich." Oh, JF says, "Bow chicken wow." Richie hates that. He hates it. He's gone. He's out the door. He hates that. Oh my God. XX Kool-Aid says, "Do you know Dave from Something Fishy?" Yes, that's my buddy Dave Hale in Cleveland. And do you back his store? Yes, he's helped us out. He's donated to us. He had a big piece of driftwood. He donated it to us. I went up there to buy all the pieces I needed of 1/8-inch, 3-foot long tubing to make a bunch of bubble walls for the Bellagio's.
Oh, like the one that you're going to make for mine?
Yes. And I went up there and I picked out like 18 tubes, and they're like, $250 a piece or something. He wouldn't let me give him cash. He wouldn't let me pay him. I'm like, "Dave, come on. The best way you can support your local stores is to buy from your friend's store. Don't expect your friends to give you deals. Go buy from them instead of the big, supermarket stores." He wouldn't let me. But yeah, he's a good guy, and we do back his store. He will not sell Paku and all that kind of stuff. Let me see. Flex for us, Richie. He's gone, people. Tracy Olson said, "There's only 58 likes. Can you guys go hit the like button for us, please?" I don't know how many people are here.
Really?
Let me look. I'll tell you exactly right now.
Yeah.
There's only 96
no.
people here. Oh, 389.
389.
Okay, it updated.
Yeah. Like, no.
JF says, woohoo, hot damn.
An AZ fish room, $5. Is Josh a married man now?
Basically, yes. He's got his girl pregnant. They're living together. They're doing the married life. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Bad Panda Fishing says, I don't see the like button. James Stewart says, big love to you, Big Rich. I am a healthcare worker here at the UK and totally get you. Thank you. Bad Panda Fishing says Big Rich needs an OnlyFans to show hot girls in the fish tanks. I would take all Reaper's money. I'm kidding. Dawn, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Dawn.
Oh, Rob Schilling just finally showed up. He says, I'm late, but I'm here. What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, Rob? Oh, you asked me the question, but you didn't say A to Z Fish Room put in $5.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I said, all I heard was, is Josh a married man? I'm like, yeah.
I said, AZ Fish Room, $5.
Okay.
And he also wants to know, is Josh getting married in Hawaii this week?
They were thinking about it. I'm like, no,
Oh,
Josh.
I know. There was a thought of an elopement there.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I had that feeling.
Chevy Fish says, yeah, David Something Fishy has a lot of wood. You know, Chevy Fish, you keep your private life to yourself and what you sell. I'm sorry. No, he does have a lot of different kinds of wood and wood pieces that are like, you know, great, like masterpieces. I mean, he goes and hands picks these things. Amanda Lynn says, do your female cichlids ever starve themselves to death when they have the babies in their mouth? I have not seen that yet. Yeah, you'd think that would be the case, but I have not seen that. The only ones I see are big ones. When they get big and the males fight amongst themselves, one of the big ones are dead. You know, we're talking the 5 inchers or the 6-inch fish. I've never seen any, you know, the females can be 3 inches and holding babies, you know. I've never seen little ones die. JF says, woo, I got to turn the AC on after seeing that man, Richie. I used to be a lot better looking when I was young, okay? She says, you can tell he gets his good looks from his dad. Thank you for that, but no, I used to be really, you know, a lot better looking, trust me. I've gotten old and, you know, my face is sagging. I got these lines under my eyes. My belly's bigger than it's ever been before. All right. Oh, it jumped again. I'm still trying to catch all the messages. Let me see right here. All right. He says, Tracy Olson says, Rich, where are the pit vipers? They're right here. How you doing? It's easier to see through these aviators than it is these. These are really dark. So I can read easier with these on. Alex Newton says, do you guys have any flower horns or have you had any flowers? Yes, we've got Thanos out there. He's huge.
Yep.
He's got to be every bit of 10, 11 inches long. And his it's a little smaller than my fist, you know. His head is huge. Rob Schilling says, OFR Fish Room, we feed this shit to everything. I put that shit on every day. I shouldn't be swearing, but that was funny. Mm-hmm. Melissa Light says, Dad bods are in. Wow, okay. Did you know that?
No.
I've got like a triple dad bod, all right? My belly bigger than it's ever been before. I just hit the 300-pound mark. Now, I've been 300 pounds before, but I was a lot more active and younger. Had a lot more muscle, like Richie. But as I'm older, I don't have the muscle like I used to. My wrists are skinnier, you can tell look at my hands right here, how packed full, I used to be solid, big, thick, I'm not. I've gotten a lot smaller, thinner, and my arms have thinned out. My belly's gotten bigger. Okay, for all you ladies that love the dad bods, you know my address. You can line up at the door. Harry Banana says, "Hey, Big Rich hasn't got a six-pack. He has a keg, which is much better." Yeah, this and that. But I tell everybody, I've got a six-pack under here. It's just under all this. I love seeing them fish eat. Here, I've got another one of those. Let me turn that one off. There's the original. Now, here is the one that I upped the saturation on. I think I went too far, but Reaper said don't put it on. So we went from this video to this one, and then that same video with the extra saturation. There it goes. I'm gonna leave that one on for a minute. Tracy Olson says WWF Rich. That's funny to say because I was a wrestler at one point, and I actually went to the Ike Center for the what was that? Not the baddest man on the planet. The I forget what it was called, but I went there to fight because I've never lost a fight in my life. I've outlasted everybody. I mean, I was bloody, broken. I should have lost the fight, but I didn't give up. I win, because I just outlast. And I went to the Ike Center. I'm thinking I'm going to do something. I'm going to show all my friends I got something to prove. This is 20-some years ago. I went there and they put me in a fight against a girl. I'm like, what? This ain't going to work. This. I ended up, I left because they wouldn't change my opponent. And, I wanted to show and prove to my friends I was a bouncer at the time. I had been in so many fights at the time. I lost my upper teeth. My nose was broken. I lost my left eye. It's just, I had something to prove then. I thought I was a badass. And then they put me in an opponent with a girl. That was dumb. So I ended up leaving, and it was like Cleveland's Badass or something like that. I forget what it was. It was something.
Okay, we got Terry Time, oldest and baddest, member for 8 months, Arapaima. Hey guys, love you. Best of Tracy.
Aw, she's such a sweet.
I know. What's up, buddy?
Amanda Lynn, will Thanos ever get a girlfriend in his tank? Here's the problem with flower horns. The males kill females. So you got to have some sort of hide that the female can fit in, like a tank separator, and it's only wide enough for the female. The male can't get through. Then you can have that because she can get over here and get a break and then go back out there and do breeding or whatever, and she can come over here and get a break. We got to do something like that. I don't have the time. I'm not trying to breed things,
Right.
This was a fish that we took in from somebody, and he loved his fish, and we told him we'd keep it here. So we have Thanos on display. He's a cool fish. He's got such a great personality. He's so funny to watch. I don't know. It's rough. Sarah Cooper says, mermaid calendar update. As soon as Josh gets back from Hawaii, we're going to be videoing the calendar. Well, now we've got the new camera. We're going to be doing, I'm sorry, did you have that leaning against it?
Yeah.
We're going to be using the new camera and putting out the mermaid videos. Then we'll also do all the shots and stills for the calendar. So that's coming up in the next couple weeks.
You got Terry Time, oldest and baddest, $20. Hardly ever catch alive.
Really?
I guess not. I mean,
I haven't seen her here before.
I never did neither on the live shows.
She's always first and fifth on the
right,
videos.
almost always the first on her videos. But,
She's there.
Right. And she couldn't come down to see us in Dallas. That's where she lives.
Yeah, she was so
She
close,
had
and we were there.
puppies to take care of. She has puppies.
Well, plan this year. Put your dogs together, separate them, do what you got to do, because we're going to be down there again in Dallas for the Aquashella show.
Yep.
Look it up online, Aquashella Dallas, and it'll give you the date that it's there. It will be there. I don't know if Reaper will be with me. Then we're going to Chicago, Dallas too, or Chicago Aquashella too. We'd have no clue. We haven't had no plans. We don't know who's doing what.
Right.
You know.
Okay, scroll down. I can't see.
Wait, I got to stop at this one. Tracy Olson says still hot. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you lying to me. I love that.
There you go.
Oh, hold on. There's
No. Down.
There you
You
go.
got all them. Oh, yeah.
Once I move down, I don't want to have to go back up to them. So I'm reading all these things. This frenzy says, you know what he's talking about. They thought you were evenly matched, apparently. Yeah, because like, me and you go fight, Fish Friendly. That's funny, though. All right, here we go. Did you do this one already?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the next one.
Bo Clarkson says, we adore you, Big Rich, but you're Tracy's fella. I know. I will remarry her if she can, wake up and say yes or no. We've been together forever. She deserves it, I should have gave her a second chance a long time ago. Okay. Bambi McCluskey says, how's Gerard? He's doing great. We've got him feeding now, and he's doing good.
There you go. Couldn't see the name.
Matthew Collins says, good day from Australia. Well, good day, mate.
Kenny King, $10. I'm buying a mermaid calendar when they come out.
Why? Why would you want to see that?
Really?
This old guy with the hanging whatnots.
I still don't understand why I'm involved. I don't get it.
Because that lady, she donated the money and said, I want Reaper and Josh in there.
You guys.
Now you could say no.
You said things. Josh said things. You limit this. Where did my name come in?
Which he gave the money to say, I want Reaper and Josh in there. So now you can say no, but then I can't spend her money. I cannot put it. It's in the bank account right now.
I'm the bad guy.
You're the bad guy. I'm just telling you, you have options.
Yeah.
I know what that meant. It was, I hate you.
Just not right.
That's so funny. He got wrangled into this. No problem. Okay, let's move on down here. Let me see. Can you have flower horns? From XX Kool-Aid says, can you have flower horns in community style tank? And if other fish are bigger than him, so maybe you won't mess with them. Yes, we have 3 of the Red Devils and flower horns and Red Devil flower horn mixes and all that kind of stuff into the 4400. When you've got enough room like that, these are all males too with the big things on their heads. They don't fight. They stay to their own little territories if you have enough room. You put them together in a small tank, they'll kill each other. Well, you got this one already?
Yeah. Next one, there's one more though.
Doom Pie, you were exactly right. I'm not going to repeat it, but you're right. Chris Tucker says, I saw the stingray floating on the surface of your last video. What other cool stuff happens that you don't get on video?
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you'll be sitting in there and, you know, like I'll be talking to Reaper. We should do this. We should do that. We should change that over here and put over here. And all of a sudden, wham, in the background, we both jump and we look. And here the Pima had come up out of the water and slammed and busted his tail over to the side, and water went everywhere. And there's a big, huge ripple going to the sides of the tail. We're like, whoa, that's some power. And it's so loud. It's so loud. That's Tracy's 8 o'clock. Oh, we're past 8 o'clock.
Yeah. But we still got one more. We gotta go.
We got more yet.
One more, yeah.
We're gonna stay on here. We're not Josh here, guys. Terry Time says, I would love to meet you. Well, set it up for Dallas Aquashella. Bambi McCluskey says there is a Chicago one. Yes, of course. We do the Chicago and the Dallas. I don't do the Florida one. There's 3 Aquashellas. The Florida starts at the beginning of the year. Yes. It's in February.
It's actually coming up.
Right, in the next couple of weeks, yeah.
Right.
So here's the problem. We just get done doing our whole circuit, you know, of running around all summer, doing all these shows, doing this and that. And then, you know, Christmas comes, and then New Year's comes, and then Aquashella again. I'm not ready to start back up. I don't have the time for it. You know, we got to take a break. We got to heal. We're old people. We got, you know, things to take care of around here. We got to get caught up, not only caught up, but we got to get ahead here to be able to take away for the weekend, you know, to go do the Dallas we fly to and the Chicago we drive to. So we can do those too. If Florida wasn't so early, like if they do it in like March or May, you know, something like that, we would do that one too. It's too early for us. It's already starting, and we haven't recovered from the last ones, you know.
Alex Newton, Reaper reminds me so much of my grandfather. I miss him so much. Take care, Reaper. Love you guys.
Aw.
I'm so happy I remind you of some old man. That's nice.
Oh, don't be that way. Of his grandpa. Brings back good memories, you know?
I'm old, dude. I have these dreams at night, this and that, and I wake up and look in the mirror and say, oh, what happened?
I remember you when you had, you know, color in your beard and your hair. It wasn't all white.
Hey, we were just talking the other day about yours. You can't even grow the front because it's a white afro now.
Well, it's starting. All this right here is all white. If I cover this up, the back you'd think has color, but no. Let me take up my original color across the back. Now look at the difference. It's don't have the original color no more. It's all, I'm losing it all up here. But, you know, I'm 56 years old. Look at my forehead. That is the forehead. There, you know, you see other guys at 30 years old, their forehead's way back here. You know, my hair is right here. I mean, it's right there. 2 fingers away from my eyebrows. I'm not losing hairline, or none of that. It's just turning a little gray.
All right, there's one more. Go down because I got to get out of here, man.
Okay, we're going. Hold up. See, I get rid of Josh out of here. Now I got Reaper. You got to stop at 8.
Well,
Okay, Shannon Denny says, went to the last Chicago Aquashella with the family, and my wife and daughter ran out of things to do very fast. So I had to leave, but I'd make the trip again by myself. We were there. If you ran out of things to do, you did not go up and down every aisle. You know, when you first walk into there, you got all that neon stuff. And then out of there, you go into the whole vendors display. If you would walk up and down every aisle, there's people in there, you know, free caricatures. You know, they turn you into a caricature buddy. There's people in there face painting. There's people in there giving away things. There's people in there, I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's so much to do. I walked around all day long, and I still did not hit every booth. And, you know, I'm being, you know, stopped. It was crazy because I was getting stopped by everybody. Oh, you're Bigrich. You know, so I couldn't make the trips, you know, so quickly. But I still never saw all of Dallas, things. I went the next day and I'm like, oh my God, where did this come from? Reap's like, that was there yesterday. I didn't see it. So you got to take your time. You got to go to every booth and talk to everybody. And, there might be, a booth full of wood here. Then this guy's all paintings. And then this guy's, all shirts and stuff. And there's so much to look at there. Our buddy David Kaczynski's here. I ain't stupid people's here. I ain't seen her in a while. Tank Tribe. Hello everybody. Hi. Bigrich and Reaper, the Big Red Love, the videos from Team Tracy all the way. God bless. From Family Aquatics.
Aaron Cazzoli, here's $5 a Reaper's Michelob Platinum. Hashtag go Team Tracy.
Oh, it jumped. There you go. Oh, there's another one. That jumped.
Super chat.
There we go. All right.
And then Brittany, our Brittany again, is in list, $5. Big Rich. Someone was asking about your birds and wants to know what made you switch to fish. We're doing both, actually. We're doing all kinds.
I've always had fish all my life.
Right.
And big tanks. And then I had all my birds. I had 5 macaws, or 4 macaws and 1
cockatoo.
Moluccan cockatoo. And I just got to the point where I was like, let's just hunker down on one thing. I sold my monkey. I had a marmoset monkey, and before that I had a squirrel monkey. But we got rid of Gizmo, our marmoset monkey, and I sold all 5 of the birds, and I started gearing up to do just the stingray breeding again, because that used to make me some money back in the day. And then I got into this fish rescue and started doing this because, I filled up my tanks again, and people heard I got big tanks and they're donating their fish, and it just got out of hand real quick. And, I would love, I have on my list to buy another macaw, but I want a baby, and I want to go and pick it out myself and see the parents, because you've seen macaws and, you've seen scarlet macaws. They're small, they're big. And then I had a scarlet macaw named Rocket that was like bigger than my Harlequin macaw. It was an oddity. So I want to see the parents of the baby macaw I'm going to spend my time and raise and do this stuff with. I want an oversized big macaw. And, so that's on my list to do. Same thing with, you guys all remember we had Goliath here, that big Great Dane. He was an oversized Great Dane. He was 260 pounds in his prime. He died. He was 198 pounds. He lasted 9 years, and, he was a big, big boy. Well, I want a Irish Wolfhound. But again, I want to see the parents. I want it bigger than normal. I don't want just a small Irish Wolfhound. I want it oversized, bigger than normal. So I will get my pets back again, but right now I've got too much to deal with Tracy and the rescue that I can't even think about trying to get any of that right now. So in next years to come. We're almost done here. Hayden G says, I wish Stay Fishy Friday was longer. It's been a great night. I love hanging out with you guys. You guys make my night. This is my night away. I allow myself 3 drinks. You can see here's an empty cup. Here's an empty cup. And then here's my 3rd one. This here is all I'm allowed, because if I can't get no drunker, I can't get drunk and pass out because I have to take care of Tracy all night. So I'm allowed 3 drinks every Friday. That's what I allow myself. I can catch a little buzz, have a good time. And then when I hang up with you guys, I got to go back in and take care of Tracy. So I love hanging out with you guys, though. This is my night out.
Yeah.
All right. We're almost down the bottom. Did you get this one?
Yeah.
Tracy Olson says, I want Rich to swim with the Rays. Tracy, you will see me swimming in the pool, and you're going to see my 6-pack too, right? You didn't see the shirt?
Nah, you haven't shown it to me, but I know what it is.
Okay, Fish Frenzy says I did the math, and an Aquashell Orlando with the fiance would cost about $5,000. He must be talking plane flights, rental cars, hotel rooms.
Yeah,
Because it don't cost us.
It doesn't cost us.
If you
near
buy
that.
your tickets ahead of time, they're like $70 a person, and you get them ahead of time. You wait till the last minute. Now they're $300 a person.
Rochelle was giving rooms for like $256 during the weekend or something. I read on the one. So
We went to the Florida thing and got hotel rooms for $106.
right.
So, and if you do it earlier and use your programs and stuff, your apps, you can get them even cheaper, $60-$80. All right. Dougie says, would love to have a drink or 10 with Bigrich. Love to have you here, brother. Okay, so guys, we got to go. Reaper's he's trying to get out of here. We got to go. So I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I wished I could have answered more fishy, questions, but no one's asking me things to help you guys. But I appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys every Friday. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for putting up with us. And until next time, stay fishy, my friends. Now, let's see if I can do this in the right way. I got to end this right before they. See, I'm already messing up. See you guys
Later.
Oh my goodness. All right. There we go. Now it's ended.
There you go.